everyone, it's Wendy. I've got a new kit to play with from Rach and Bella Crafts. It's a spring collage collection and it's massive, and I really do mean massive. I think it's more than 30 pages. Go and have a look on her Etsy and blog, or shop rather. There's 30% off at the moment, so it's an actually great buy. This is just some of the pages. I have already cut out some of the ephemera to start making. Lots of pockets and tags, and then we go on to the actual collage papers. I'll just keeping that one aside because I want to use that one in a minute. So this is just a selection of them. It's all a sort of shades of blue and beige. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm not going to flip through it all. There's just loads and loads. So I printed most of the actual pages on 120 GSM. I printed the ephemera on 160. But I did print a couple of pages of the collage on 200 GSM. And the reason why is because I wanted to make these. So I'm just going to put this lot out of the way. And I have cut some of the ephemera out already and started inking it. These are all pockets ready to go. There's tons of pockets and tags and journal cards. So I was just inking those this morning. So I'll just put those in the folder out of the way and we'll get on with this project here. And while I'm talking, I'm just going to be cutting the edges off the print. Because I don't obviously want the white edges on. So I made this up and over belly band. Now I have made these before and I will link that video below, and the one I made previously had quite a few pockets, but this one has just got one pocket on each side, so it's like that. This is magnets under here, so like so. It's about, how many centimetres? It's 10 centimetres wide, which is about 4 inches, and I've made it 8 inches deep, which is about 20.5 centimetres. And it's got 2 of the pockets on, and this is from the kit. It's one of the little coin envelopes. There's nothing in that at the moment, and it's just, you slot the closure under these circles like so. And this is just a journal card that I made from the offcut of the bottom of the paper. So let's get on with it. So I've trimmed that down, trimmed all the white off. So I'm just going to cut it in half lengthways, and I know we're going to cut the poor butterfly in half, but I'm afraid that can't be helped. And this is just under 8 inches, so I'm going to cut it at right down the middle of the butterfly, sadly, but it's got to be done. Now I've not got that exactly equal, but I can trim that down in a minute. So I'm going to trim them both down to 8 inches. In fact, I've done that one wrong. I've done it at 9 and I don't want them at 9. Stupid. So I've just cut those pieces off there. So what I do is I'm going to put one of these pieces on. In fact, we'll use this one, the blue, and I'm just going to fold it in half, and that's going to be the very top, like so. But before I do that, these are the bottom corners. I'm just going to round them off. I just like the rounded corners. Oh, I'm losing all the strength in my poor little fingers. Let's take that off. Okay. Now I'm not going to bother inking these because it does take time and you don't need to see that. So I'm going to glue those together with this piece, just so that it'll go over the page. So you've got sort of belly band on one side of the page, and when you turn it over you've got the other side. So I'm just going to glue that, leaving a fraction in the middle. Now I'm not worried because it's sticking out a fraction there. Make sure I've got them the right way up. Yeah. And there. So I'm not butting it right up to the next piece. Just leaving a little bit, just then you can fold it like so. Now see where I've missed here, so I'm just going to trim it round with my scissors. But there's a little bit on the bottom as well. Most mistakes can be easily rectified. Like so. So it's all nice and neat. And like I say, I'm not going to ink it on camera. It just takes time. So you've got two pieces like so. Okay. Now with one of these pieces, I'm going to punch 2 circles to put my magnets under. 1, 2. And we're going to put magnets under them, 1 at each end, so that hopefully through the page they will stick together and it'll hold it in place. But before we do that, we're going to get 2 of the pockets out and attach those. Now you could just use offcuts of papers, like that would make a little pocket on there. Or use, because there's so many pockets in this kit, I'm going to pull 2 out to use. That's quite a nice one. And this deeper one. Or should we use 2? I'll use 2 the same style. Those 2. Put all those bits back. Now I'm just going to trim round this, score it with my scoreboard, like, just lining up this line here with the line on my scoreboard, the same all round there. Then I'm going to ink the edges as well before I glue it down. So I'm just going to turn the camera off now while I do that and get my magnets together. Okay, I've scored my pockets, I've inked round the edges, and I've quickly inked round the edge of the flip belly band. So I'm going to glue these down, and I like to glue the sides first. Try and get some glue right up to the edge here. Then it sticks down well, and then put the bottom up. And this is the most important one, to get glue close to the edge, this edge, then it sticks down well and doesn't hinder things being put into the pocket. So I'm just gluing that down. That's sticking up a wee bit there. Try and get it in the middle, like so. And that's one pocket, and the same with this one. Like so. Beautiful. Like that. Okay, now then, I've got my magnets ready, and this is where I always have a bit of trouble, because you have to work out, so the sticking, the top of those now is, they go together, something to do north and south or whatever, I'm not sure. So I want those going up. So let me just move my scissors out the way. I can't get all this on the camera, so I've got 1 at each end. So this piece, no, I've just flicked that one now. Right, let's start again. So they're stuck together now, so I'm splitting them open. So the top I want facing upwards. They're the bits that are going to stick together. Then I'm going to glue these circles. I'm just going to use some stronger glue for this. I'll use my 3-in-1. And I'm going to glue that down. Just put a little spot of glue under the magnet first. Like so. Then put glue on one of the circles. And I'm going to put a little dab of glue on top of the magnet as well. Then stick the piece of paper over the magnet and make sure it's well stuck down. Now I'm just going to test to make sure I've got this right, so that is going to stick to the other side. So what I'm going to do is stick it together, because I know it's going the right way now. It's going to attach. So I'm just going to make sure that they're lined up in the right place there. Very awkward, I must admit. Right. So that's a hair in there. We don't need that. And more glue. Things are getting back to normal here in Spain. The big thing after Christmas for Spanish people is the 6th of January, which is the Three Kings Day. It's a big celebration day. It's like Christmas Day for the Spanish. So everyone's back to work now and getting back to normal. So hopefully on a book page, let me just get a piece of paper. That should, you can just hear the little snap together. So if you put that over a book page in your journal, you've got a pocket there and one there, and it'll just hold in place with the magnet. So what I'm going to do now is find something to go in these pockets. So I'll just get the ephemera out from the kit and try and find a journal card that'll fit in. There's some wide tags as well, that would do, like so. There's 2 there. Or let's just see if there's any actual journal cards. I've had another idea to do a similar. Oh, they would just fit in, yeah. Yeah, those journal cards will fit in, so they'll stick out a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is find, there's 2. Yeah, I quite like those 2. Doesn't really matter because they can swap over. Let's just put that away. Now in the one I made to show you, this isn't from the kit, it's just my own stash. So I'm just going to see if I've got another one at the same pattern. Yeah, there's one. It's punched tab, like that. I just have a few punched ready. So I'm just going to quickly ink around those. And then stick those onto the top of the journal card. And that'll just stick out of the pocket. And you can see that there's something there to pull out. So what I do, obviously just put glue put that on like so. A bit of glue oozing out there. And the same with this one. Any spare bits of card I have left over, I use to either punch little butterflies or things like this. Then I've always got some ready. Like so. Okay. Put the lid on the glue. So that is one journal card, and that's another one. So it's just one little idea. I'll link the previous video when I made a similar thing. I think the ones I did before had more pockets in, a bit more complicated. So that's part of the ephemera used. I could probably put a tag in there as well and maybe stick a word or something, but I'll get on cutting everything out, and then I'll be back next week with another idea of a similar up and over belly band. Okay, so thanks for joining me today, and I shall see you next week. Bye.